"Watch your step with that clipboard," a trooper teased as she passed, elbowing his friend with a grin. Chuckles trailed her down the corridor like faint static. The medic kept walking, eyes forward, never glancing back. Amid the clamor of polished boots and brash egos, she moved with quiet purpose, head low, steps measured, always watching. To most on the base, she was just another soft-spoken medical staffer in a sea of white coats. Her name? No one bothered to learn it. They didn't ask. They tossed out nicknames, Doc, Bandage Girl, or worse, the Help. She never corrected them. She sutured wounds in silence, mopped up blood others avoided, took the graveyard shifts no one wanted, and still they snickered because she didn't raise her voice, didn't posture, didn't act like one of them. That is, until the commander arrived. He swept in unannounced, flanked by 2 assistants and a heavy silence. His face was chiseled, his gaze piercing. The moment he entered the infirmary, the chatter vanished. Even the boldest troopers stood straighter. He scrutinized everything, clipboards, patient charts, medical supplies, with the cold precision of a man who could spot flaws in an instant. The corpsmen stood rigid. The physicians held their breath. Then his eyes settled on her. She was tending to a wounded trooper's arm, her hand steady, unfazed by the commander's stare. The room expected him to move on, but he lingered. Stepping closer, he asked, "Where's your rank?" She looked up slowly, calm, composed. "Sir." "You heard me," he pressed, gesturing to her unmarked chest. "No name, no rank." "Why?" The infirmary went still. She wiped her hands deliberately, reached into her back pocket, and pulled out a worn, folded ID tag. Without a word, she handed it to him. The commander glanced at it and snapped to attention. The room inhaled sharply, the assistants froze, and before everyone, he saluted her. "Major," he said, voice firm, eyes fixed on hers. "It's an honor." The silence was deafening. Every corpsman, every trooper, every smirking lieutenant stood rooted, stunned. She gave a single nod. "Just doing my job, sir." And in that moment, everything shifted. The ID wasn't just a name, it was a legacy. Special Forces medic, Black Ops missions, 2 silver stars. Honorably discharged at her request after a classified operation went south. She'd left the front lines but never stopped serving. The other corpsmen saw her differently now. The troopers who'd mocked her behind her back couldn't look her in the eye. The lieutenant who once dismissed her to step out during serious talks quietly retreated. The commander wasn't finished. He turned to the room. "This woman has seen more combat trauma than most of you have in training drills. She's held dying teammates in deserts, carried the wounded through burning wreckage, kept her unit alive under enemy fire. And she came back, not for glory but to serve in silence." His voice grew louder. "She didn't need a rank to lead. She didn't need praise to save lives. She was a major long before we pinned stripes on her." With that, he left, leaving behind a room forever changed. She returned to tending wounds, same as always. But the silence around her was different now, not derision but reverence. Because power doesn't always roar. Sometimes it folds bandages. Sometimes it works the night shift. Sometimes it keeps its medals hidden in a drawer and its scars buried deeper. But when true authority enters a room, it recognizes its own. She never asked for a salute, but when it came from the top. Real strength doesn't demand respect, it earns it quietly. If this story resonated with you, subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button and share it with someone who holds things together without ever seeking praise. If this story moved you, subscribe, hit that like button, and share your thoughts in the comments below.